Qasidatul Burda. It's narrated by Sayyidina Jabir radiallahu ta'ala an, that the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said that every servant will be resurrected upon the way that they died, the way that they passed away. Our Shaykh often reminds us of the waqiyah, our Shaykh Wasif. They tell us that there was a doctor in Saudi Arabia many years ago. He wrote an article and he said that his profession as a doctor, his main duty was to attend the accidents on the highways. And he said that I've attended many accidents, in Saudi Arabia. And he says, with my knowledge and experience as a Muslim doctor as well, when I attend to the individuals who have been in the accident, with my knowledge and experience, when I realize that they are at a state where they are not going to live any further, I go to them and I encourage them to read the kalima. As a Muslim doctor, I encourage them to read the kalima on their final breath. He says that in my lifetime I've attended 30 people, 30 fatalities that I know that guaranteed they are not going to live the next day, 100%. And he says I go to them and I request them that, read the kalima. But he says, out of all of them, I was unable and I was unsuccessful in getting them to recite the kalima in that state. But he says, one day I seen an accident and there was a truck that collided with a motorcycle. And I seen that this young man was trapped under the truck. And as always, what I usually do is I recommend them and I tell him to recite the kalima. However, when I seen this young lad, I seen that his lips were moving already. So I looked at him and I seen that his lips were moving. So I went closer to him. And I heard him doing the tilawat of the Holy Quran. Later on, I find out that this young lad is a Hafiz al-Quran. And he says, I then realized at that point that you will die, everyone's going to die. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ, that every soul shall taste death. But you will die in that state in which you have lived your life. If you live doing the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a daily basis, whatever dhikr it is, if you live reciting the Holy Quran, then inshallah when you're going to pass away, that's what you're going to pass away with. The Prophet ﷺ has told us that anybody who testifies that there is no God but Allah and passes away, he is a Jannati. So, the message that our Shaykh give is that you need to live that life in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that when the final day comes, when that final moment comes, you are doing what you normally do. You are in your normal routine. A Shaykh was asked, someone was asked that if you found out that it was your last week, what would you do? And he asked the student, he goes, what would you guys do? Some say I would start praying my tahajjud, some said I'd start recite Surah Yasin every day, some said I'd recite the Rushi if I do this and I do that, because I know it's my last week. And the Shaykh said, I wouldn't change nothing. I would keep my routine that I have, because alhamdulillah, I have learned from my Shaykh how to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within my life. So live every